Good afternoon, dear viewer. Let's have a short look at the markets. We'll go over some alt setups, and then we'll proceed to BTC on a lower time frame. And we don't need BTCD. Okay, a few selected alts that I picked up, or I chose for some buy levels. And I'll start with Cake. I mean, I don't know much about fundamentals of this project. I think it's a token for a decentralized exchange, and at the moment, what I'm seeing on the chart here, there was a very, very big move down from, what is it, around about $50 to now $1.80. And I still see some downside possible. Well, we broke one level just recently. So the support level I could see was this one here. So I'll mark it as support. Now it's turning into resistance. So I think in the future this $2 level will be big resistance, but still, there's places I could see for a little bit of a bounce. Well, when I say a little bit, I mean that we should at least come back and maybe test this $2 level, as a minimum. So for me, these levels are $1, 20 cents, and then 70 cents. So I'd be either watching the price around these areas, or I would even straight up buy some at these levels, or maybe maybe even better, begin a DCA pattern. So let's say let me change the brush here and change it to just a line. There we go. So I can start typing. Sorry, again, my bad. So let me change it, and so I can start painting and writing. So let's say price comes down to this level. So let's say we spent, I don't know, $10 per day, right, for DCA. If it comes down to this level, then we pick up the speed and then spend $20 per day for DCA. Yeah, that's how I would probably approach this. So the lower we get, the faster the speed of DCA I would do. That would ensure that if the bounce comes from this level, then I get some, I already have some money in the market. But if it comes down, my average entry moves quite far to the downside. So that's how I'd approach Cake here. There's a lot for it to do before we can say this is back in an uptrend, right? So it needs at least to break this high. And I think the biggest correction, let me see, the biggest correction of the trend is this one. So I would expect, if we drop to around about $1.20, let's say, to say that it's back in an uptrend. And now we have to put in 1.414. We would have to break this. This will be the biggest level of resistance on the chart. And now my expectation would be we would have to break this top here, consolidate over it, and then make a dash for it, and probably take out the 8 all-time highs. So until this is broken, we're not back in the uptrend. It's just a local correction. But still, if I look at this, even from these lows here, let's say we come back to the level of consolidation, that's 400% on this token. So it's a tempting opportunity. Next one, FTM. FTM's a little bit of a similar situation here. It's even worse with this back to an uptrend. So if we want to go back to the uptrend, then we select the lowest point. we would have to break the all-time high. That's as simple as that. We would have to consolidate here and then make a dash for it again onto the upside. Other than that, this is just a local correction. At the moment, what I see at least is this is at least an A, this is at least a B, and then we get at least a C. And so I expect that this is either an A, B, C, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Now, this is my buy level, yeah? So what, I don't know if you know much about fair value gaps. Fair value gaps are the areas in the chart, and now we're on the weekly, where the price accelerated through without, let's say, coming back to these areas. So it was a straight move up or a straight move down. Same, we have a gap here, for example, right? So there was no coverage by any wick to the left or any wick to the right of this. And where I would look for reversals or some kind of a reversal, I think weekly would be good, maybe even daily for alts, for crypto. But to be sure, to be on the safe side, I would park my orders or look for, maybe not park my orders is maybe the wrong way to say it, but at least look for a reversal here. And let's see, one-to-one correction. If we get one-to-one correction, it'll be even a little bit lower. There's another support level here. Yeah, so I would maybe do it like with this, what was it here? Cake. Here maybe start DCA. Here's pick up the speed of DCA. That would be for me the two levels to watch out for. So two of these alts say still more downside to go. Yeah, so if we take the current level to these accumulation levels, then that's 35, 45% of drops. Let's take Celr. We had a big resistance level here and here. Actually, this one was also resistance. They gave us this nice drop. So this one was taken out here. So I need to again go back to my arrows. There we go. So one was here. It was taken out and we got this drop here. Then we came across this one. We got this drop here. And I think we are going back to the accumulation levels. I think we haven't accumulated long enough. So, this is not like a bottoming structure at the moment. This also is a little bit tricky for me. It just looks like a relief bounce at the moment without this accumulation here. So we'll see, yeah, but I expect that once, now I have to check. There's two levels I would be watching out for. This one we already triggered, right? So there was a bounce here. If we go on the, let's say 4-hour, maybe not the hourly chart, there was a bounce here, like you see, boom, boom, boom. So somebody is accumulating at these levels. Maybe for a relief bounce, let's see on the daily. The minimum level I would want to see on Celr is this one. And there's two here. Yep. So here would be the sell levels. And I think, for me, this is our A, B, C. And let's see how much, if we compare the length of these waves, where does it get? Where does it take us? It would have to go a bit higher to. So if we go down, if we go up to here, yeah, then for sure, and let's see, this would be resistance, might be, okay. But for sure, if we get anywhere around here, then I would expect that we will take out these levels. If not, I would, if we get this drop from here, I would still, I think, camp somewhere around about here, or maybe if we go down to the weekly, I would maybe even start looking for some longs in here. This area was not tapped yet. Like you see, this wick didn't even reach this area. So there's two levels here for me. There's one, sorry, there's one here and one here. Same method like for the other ones. So I would maybe start DCAing around these areas so that I don't have to worry that I get the perfect entry. So it's either bounce from here to make new highs or bounce from here and try and make new highs. Next resistance for Celr, let's see, it's around about here. That would be the next untapped level on the weekly chart. Let's compare these waves. So if I take the extension from here, it's already a little bit too much. So maybe this will just tap these level again before continuation to the downside, or could be that this is just our wave 1, 2, then we get some kind of a 3, then we get a 4 and a 5, and then another, and then gearing up for another leg up. But still, for me, that doesn't change the fact these two levels are to watch out for reversal and maybe start accumulation. Last one of the alts is Gala. And here, a very clear accumulation level is where this entire pump stemmed from. So I would look for buy levels here. And does this confirm with one-to-one extension? Almost to the dollar, right? So this is the level to watch out for. I would start accumulating here for sure. Maybe one bigger buy and then DCA, or just straight up DCA in these levels. So that's the alts and the local situation on BTC. Like I said, I think what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago, you know, even though we have this, we have the danger that this is just, that what we're witnessing at the moment is just a correction, a repeat of this correction here. So maybe pivot high, pivot low, pivot high to the pivot low, and 30,704 was the level to short from. You know, when I look at the daily and when I look at the 4-hour charts, I don't see what looks to be an impulse down. So I don't see like a very big heavy rejection from this area. You know, I would expect something like this, like a straight dump. Yeah? It's taking a very long time at the moment. And when I think about this, you know, this gives me the impression that we have only witnessed an impulse up. Sorry, I'm just looking for one tool. Yeah, that's the date range. So this one took us 100, if this is an impulse and it took us 143 days, then it's a big disproportion if we now use this as correction. What it has only taken us, what, 30 days, 1 month, right? So we took, what is it, 140, that's around about 4.5 months for the to go to the upside for the impulse. I would not expect the correction to only last 30 days. Yeah, this is, I mean, that wouldn't make any sense at all. So I expect we will be treated, or we will be still subject to a longer correction. If this is just a correction, if we don't get a straight dump from here, right? So for example, where's my brush? If we don't get a straight dump from here. So for example, what I'm looking out for is this level on the daily, which is 28,552, right? So if the price makes a little bit of a bottom here, then comes back to this level, right? And this doesn't make any sense as an impulse down. It's just a corrective pattern. And if this is, you know, very simple thinking, yeah? If this is an impulse, this is correction, then we need another impulse up. As simple as that. So this is an area where the strength of sellers is getting exhausted at the moment. I don't know about the volume, but let's have a look. It's not that great, to be honest, yeah? So we had peaks here, peak here. There was peak buying here, but the volume is pretty low in here on these drops. at the moment. This looks very much as a corrective pattern. So until volume picks up, until we get a straight dump, I think this is just a correction. And if this is just a correction, then the levels to buy for me at least would be, I have to take this one out. And get rid of, I'm thinking if I should get rid of this. Maybe not. This is actually a good, this is actually a good indication. So like you see, this level was support, 786. I think this one will be the next support, and then this one will be the next support, the last support for this. You know, if we take out this low, then it gets a little bit scary. Yeah, but I would be, you know, at least from here, I'd start DCAing for another leg up. So my expectation is, you know, there's several scenarios possible for Elliott waves. Either this is the, I would say it's 1, 2, 3, then we get a 4, then this was our 5, and now we are entering a corrective pattern. Maybe something like this, so that we get to these levels for buys. Or maybe this is still an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is our wave 5 that will take shape maybe of a ending diagonal, right? To confirm that this is the top. And then we go for a corrective pattern down to somewhere here, like 22,000 looks good. And then we go for another leg up. So at the moment, even though this is the perfect, you know, if price wants to make a new low, let's put it this way, if price wants to make a new low, then this is the place it should start from, this dump to the new lows. The aim of these short sellers here is to bring the price to these levels. If they fail to do this, right? So if they fail in convincing the market that it was an A, B, and C, and they do not create a new low, then my expectation is this is an indication that we either fully or heavily exhausted the downtrend. So we could maybe make like a consolidation here, and then make a quick new low and then bounce up, or this is completely, or the downtrend is completely exhausted, and this is our impulse. Then we get a correction, and then we go up again. So for now, I'm leaning on the idea, you know, that this is taking too long for the short sellers. This is the, you know, they cannot bring the price down. So my expectation is this move down will somehow get exhausted at some point. Maybe we get a little bit of a bounce to 28,500, then we get another leg down. I'd be DCing or even straight buying here if this happens. Yeah? If we don't get a straight dump from here and the price still bumps up, down, and so on. This would be my accumulation level. Normally, you know, during holidays, we only get very light volume, which means there will be plenty of time for these shorts to get exhausted, absorbed by the market, and then we can maybe after the holiday season we can still move up. Okie dokes. I hope that was well received. That was understood. And like I say, for me, you know, this scenario even works good with the old setups that I gave. Yeah. So, and maybe not gave because this is never financial advice. I don't know where the market is heading. You know, it could go up or down. But what I'm saying is I am buying these levels, DCAing here at least. And that would, for me, give the, you know, this kind of movement would give me really a good basis to think that these alts will get their next pump pretty soon. Okie dokes. Thank you very much. Have a very good day. So long. Bye bye.